Season 5 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's podcast, where we cover the roping industry from top to bottom. This is where the team roping world talks. We talk through tough subjects, we talk big wins, and we talk real issues affecting the community. I'm your host and editor of the Team Roping Journal, Chelsea Schaefer. Hey everyone, this is Chelsea Schaefer. Welcome back to The Score. Today's interviews come from the American Rope Horse Futurity Association's World Championship in Fort Worth, Texas. I recorded both of them on October 21st, right after the short round of the Open Futurity. That was when we talked to Rhen, who won the Futurity on Chicks Magic Corona. And then you will hear from the healing champion, Cade, along with his helper, Colby Lovell. Of course, Cade won the healing on 7-Star Glow, stud horse that he was riding. So it was an absolutely special night. If you've been living under a rock, go ahead and check out our Facebook page or our website, and you will see the amazing video, the celebration of Cade and Colby. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about that and why it was so special later on the episode when we talk to them. So I hope you enjoy. Check it out. Like I said, if you have not followed everything that's been going on, we've got full stories from the futurity and with all the results up on teamropingjournal.com. But you can hear from the winners right now. Today's episode is brought to you by Bimeda. Bimeda might be the biggest animal health company you've never heard of till now. Bimeda's products have been trusted by veterinarians and owners since the 1960s, when their Irish roots began. Bimeda is one of the largest producers of dewormers like Equimax, Bimectin, and Exodus. World-renowned equine athletes also rely on polyglycan, a patented formula that replaces lost or damaged synovial fluid, and Confidence EQ pheromone gel, which reduces and prevents equine stress. Consult your vet and visit BimedaUS.com to see where to buy. Rhen.
Hello.
You won 2 Royal Crowns on Chicks Magic Corona this year?
I think so, yeah.
Have you done well at this style of futurity?
This is the first one I've taken him to. Well, no, I took him to Scottsdale. Mm-hmm. And I know he placed. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, or I'm pretty sure he placed. I might have broke a barrier or done something, but the horse he's had a chance to win every time. That's a phenomenal horse.
Fury of the Wind. Have you ridden Furies of the We can't pluralize it like that.
I've rode horses that are bred similar to Fury of the Wind. Mm-hmm. It's a Corona Cartel, I believe. I'm not sure what kind of mare he's out of, but I know he went a lot on the track. That horse is, whether it's Fury of the Wind or the mare or whatever it is, the mixture was right.
Okay, and that is the one that you bought off of Larry Rice last winter after the finals?
Yep.
Okay.
And that horse was my plan when I bought him was okay, this is a long-term deal. I'm going to let this horse come slow. There's lots of good stuff in here, but mentally, I thought there was no way. And I don't know what happened, but it was as soon as that horse kind of figured out what I was asking, he just melted. I've never seen a horse change that much in that fast a time.
Well, tell me what you were asking and what his process was in January and February.
So Tavis Walters had the horse and just went slow. The horse was pretty flighty, and as far as I know, he just ran a lot of walkers and trotters and tried to get him to just slow down. But when I got him, it was just, as soon as you would add any speed, not pressure, just a little bit of speed, he just felt like he was going to run off. So for the first 30 days, it was kind of ugly, just teaching that horse to come back to me. I had him elevated because he was just not broke, and you're pulling on him, he's wanting to go, and he's already made uphill pretty good. But as soon as he learned to just relax and rate the cow a little bit and let me help him, he was easy.
And he stayed home. Did he stay home in Utah all summer while you rodeoed?
Yeah, I ranched on him quite a bit early this summer before I left, and my nephew took him to the mountain, and the horse is kind of a spooky filly type horse, and I guess a cow come up behind him, and the horse jumped and got a cut on his leg. So when I showed that horse at Rock Springs, I had not run a steer on him since Waco. So I got to ride the horse like 2 or 3 times. He's still got a booger on his leg, but like that just kind of shows like mentally that horse is solid. It's just he's flighty at the same time, if that makes sense. But I mean, if I had to pick one horse in my show string right now that I was like, all right, I got to make a living, I think it would be him.
So flighty this short round was super high energy. Did he feel?
He felt great. It was almost like he thought we were going to face about a half stride before, and I had to put a leg in him, and he almost kind of jumped, like, thinking, oh, I messed up. But he's so quick-footed and athletic, it's like you can't put him in a bad situation. He's always in an athletic position and can always move his feet. So,
what did you ride him in today? What bridle did you have on him?
Today I rode him in a Petska, kind of a smooth, which I'm not just a huge chain port guy, but it feels like
You've said that before out of futurity, so.
No, it feels like about 3rd or 4th round on these young horses, like something's got to change. They're a little wound up, they might be a little body sore, and it's just, you've got to do, and I'm not saying it's more bridle, it's just different. So yeah, I rode a chain port the 3rd and the short round on him.
Give me a rundown about the 1st through the 3rd rounds. Did you have any hiccups, anything that got a little sloppy at any point, or draw a really strong one? Or?
That horse, so I'd been missing the barrier. He was the last horse I rode in the 1st round, and I've been missing it, running everything way down there, and I thought, you know what, like, I'm not going to win nothing chasing to the back end, so I get on him, I'm kind of on go, draw the one steer that doesn't leave, and I end up going early and have to pick up, and I got a little bit narrow, and I would say that horse's weakness is probably widening. I mean, if he sees it happening out in front of him, it's fine, but like, I had to push to the pin to get out of the barrier, and then I was a little narrow, steer step left. That was probably the biggest hiccup I had on him, and still he read it good once I got him in a good spot. I think they still marked him a 33, so, I mean, he handled it good. Everything else, he was sharp the whole time, I thought.
He's 6. Yeah. Is he going to go to the Regatta Buckle?
No, I wished.
Yeah, no, Fury of the Wind's not in it. Okay, so what's next for him?
I'll probably give him a little time off, and my plan is to just jackpot on him this winter, kind of bring him along, and, I mean, he keeps progressing like he has, there's no telling. I mean, I think he's a BFI type horse, this spring, and I plan on showing him at the 8 and unders at the Royal Crown, so he's still got a lot of stuff ahead of him.
And Wesley helped you?
He did a fantastic job.
Obviously you won, so that's happy, but usually when we talk, you've won 6 ropings in one. So are you happy with the way all of your horses worked? Were there any negatives?
I probably didn't have enough time to get like my 4-year-old where he needed to be, and like this setup here, it's pretty full contact. He was pretty green. That Hankey's version horse, like, I don't know, he wasn't really himself. I don't know if he's a little sore or what it was, and he hasn't really fit this type of deal as good as the others. Like, he's a big horse.
You won Scottsdale on him though, right?
Yeah. But the cattle were just, it was a different type setup. Like, he's a score him out there, so those two didn't probably do as good as I wanted. But the 2 horses that I thought had the best chance did well. So.
Your brother showed Ruby's Rolling, right? Yeah.
I got to show a horse for Reggie, which that horse has done good all year too. And so I let Cade show Ruby.
Gotcha. Are any of the show horses going to Vegas as backups, or no? Well, just, you got...
Maybe a grand entry horse.
Maybe a grand entry horse. Get him used to it. Slowly get him used to it. All right, I do want to ask about this. When you said that horse was getting strong at the beginning and like kind of elevating, how did you address the elevation?
I think most horses that don't know how to come back to you, like, they're going to elevate, which I probably want my horses a little more up in the front end than most people do. I know my strengths and weaknesses as in my roping, and, like, if I can't hook onto the steer in the right spot with my horse in the right body position, like, it's just, I want to make my horses get strong. I don't want to have to hold them up.
Okay.
And so, you know, they got to be soft and on their butt when I put it on the horn. So that's what I'm after. And, yeah, it took lots of reps and me just, you know, aborting the run and swinging till that horse figured out to just let his air out when we got close to the cow.
Very good. Okay. I'll let you go now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our sponsors today at Bimeda. Bimeda might just be the largest animal health company you've never heard of. Till now. Bimeda Animal Health's equine products have been trusted by veterinarians and horse owners since the 1960s, where their Irish roots began. Bimeda is one of the largest producers of dewormers for horses like Equimax, Bimectin, Duramectin, and Exodus. World-renowned equine athletes rely on polyglycan, a patented formula designed to replace lost or damaged synovial fluid, and Confidence EQ's 1% pheromone gel that reduces and prevents equine stress, just to name a few of their branded products. Bimeda encourages you to consult with your equine veterinarian before using any equine products for your horse. Also, please visit BimedaUS.com to learn more about their full product offerings and where you can buy them. All right, now I am going to tell you about the healing and what happened in the open healing short round that has me talking to both Colby Lovell and Cade Rice. So Colby was Cade's helper. Colby was also winning the roping when Cade rode into the box. So Colby got to head a steer to beat himself in the roping. Colby was second callback. Cade was high call. It was something remarkable. Now, really, I want you to head over to roping.com or the Team Roping Journal and watch the run. That run is on the Facebook page for the Team Roping Journal, and the whole short round is going to be on roping.com here in the next week or so. So it is worth it to watch the drama unfold yourself and watch these incredible horses who both happen to be studs, which says a really, really great thing for the rope horse industry. Go ahead and watch them and watch the way that the short round unfolded. But these guys do a pretty good job telling us about it as well. So enjoy the rest of this episode. Thank you for listening so very much.
Simple questions, nothing complex.
Okay. Give me the background on that horse. Where did he come from?
The horse belongs to Marshall Wire. He sent him as a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old to T. Richardson. Kind of got him broke, started ranching on him, and then I got him, I guess, spring of his 4-year-old year.
Okay. And what has his process been like with you?
Whenever I got him, I mean, he was dang sure broke, and he cut a cow, he could do whatever, and it was pretty easy. I mean, you just showed him what you wanted to do, and he took to it.
Very good. So tell me, has Colby been helping you all year?
Colby's been helping me all year and has done a phenomenal job. I've messed up a few times. It wasn't his fault.
Colby, talk about riding back up the arena after you went. What were you thinking?
Oh, I was just make a good run. I mean, I missed at Oklahoma City. I came back third. Cade came back second, and I missed for Cade second I call, and I ended up winning it on my little yellow horse. And the pain of missing for him and letting somebody down when all that hard work and so many people, you can look over there by those stalls, there's 25, 30 people standing around that horse and Cade. You know, when you let something, you're trying as hard as you can, but I was not going to miss that steer. I told Cade right back there before we rode, probably 7, 8 before we went in, I said, I've been waiting for this all year. I said, because I'm not going to let this happen again, you know.
What did it mean for you, Cade?
You know, it was... That horse gave Colby a gold buckle. That horse and Colby just gave me a gold buckle.
Yeah.
Colby, I watched him go. I was right there, watched it. Had the highest score of all time in the healing. And I'm like, holy shit, I got to top that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Colby came back. He gave it his all. Bartender gave it his all and gave me a chance to do my job. And that's saying something about a horse and a man.
Absolutely. It was one of the flaggers rode over, the cattlemen rode over, and like that was the coolest thing that's happened in a American Real Horse Futurity Association short round. Like it was. And I mean, we know I've been sat here with Colby for things like this before, so I get it, and I get where he's at and what he means. So tell me about the owners of that horse. Where did they, how are they involved in this situation?
So they live there in Lipan, just a few miles down the road from me, and he called me, and I was headed to Scottsdale, Arizona to go to the Hirschberg Horse Sale. And I got this strange number. They're actually from Nebraska, but I got this strange number, and I was busy trying to find where I was going, and I didn't answer. And so I finally called him back, and he said, "Hey, my name's Marshall Wire, and I sit in your driveway. What's the gate code?" I says, "Well, hey, Mr. Marshall," I said, I'm not home. I'm in Arizona." And he's like, oh, well, call me when you get home. And so at that point in time, I had a little shipping container with my tax stall, and I had traps and panels and just horses, wherever I could get them, pay the bills. And he pulls in, and we visit. And he's like, "Hey, so I got a buckskin stud I want you to ride." I says, "Okay." And so the next day, he brings his stud over. And he was a little bowed up turd, and make a long story short, he once I get a barn bill, he leaves him with me, and the rest is history. He's a great customer, great friend. Him and Miss Leslie, they do a lot for us, and it's just a great relationship, and he raises some great horses.
Colby, you love a good horse more than just about anybody I know. Tell me about the buckskin stud and what you've seen of him, and what do you think his future holds?
Oh, he's done great. I mean, helping Cade this summer, I know when I try to be on my best every time, but I know when, just like being in that position or that predicament, when that focus has got to just be key. No matter how tired or exhausted you get when you're helping, we help a lot of people and stuff like that. And, when those certain horses get put in that certain spot, and that horse has done great all year.
Job, good.
Thank you.
What do you think his future holds? What are your hopes, and what are Mr. Marshall's goals for him?
Well, we go to the World Show next week, and hopefully we can get another gold buckle on him, and then we'll just go back to fraternities and horse shows next year, and then I'm sure he's going to be a great producing stallion.
Yeah, they're going to stand him to the public. Are they already, or are they fixing to?
They're not standing just yet.
They're not standing him yet. Very cool. Did you know?
I'll be over there.
Sorry, Colby.
Very good.
Did you know the mare? Did you know all of his? Obviously, they won a lot on his daddy, and his daddy's mom produced a lot. Did you know the whole history when he brought you this stud? Were you these are cool papers?
I knew Dual Glow. He's a full brother, Dual Patron. I did not know the mare. Mm-hmm. The mare was kind of before my time. Before I went to work for Clay Logan, got introduced to this deal. But I've heard if he's done its time, and but I didn't know the bottom side.
Yeah,
I knew the top side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the top side, everybody. Yeah. This business kind of knows. As far as Clay Logan goes, what did Clay Logan teach you that led you to this point?
he gave me my foundation for training a rope horse. You know, I grew up in the cutting deal, and so I kind of got some of my horsemanship from that. But I spent 7 years and 2 months with Clay Logan, and I took a lot of ass eatings, but I stuck it out. I'm hard-headed enough. Whenever I know I'm not done, I'm not done. So I'm going to keep grinding. And Clay taught me a lot, and he's the reason I've had the success I've had.
Very good. So you've got, how many horses do you have in training right now?
35, 40.
Very good. Colby, what do you got going? You've got all your own horses now?
Yeah, pretty much. Just stay right there at the house and ride the couple I got. And I've gotten to be great friends with TJ Good and try and get in and do some stuff with him and just see where it goes from here and keep trying to do good.
You were a stud. You were on a stud of your own, right?
Yeah.
That you won second on?
Mm-hmm.
What is he? How did you come upon him?
I bought him from the Michaelises after I sold Metallic Payday to Triggers. And then he was up northern Missouri. Brad Lund had him, and he started him, cow horse team, and Trey Michaelis started him in the heeling, and I went up there, Paul and I, to do a roping school and rode him around a little bit that day, and I just pretty much fell in love with him and come home, and I called him 2 or 3 weeks later. Just ended up getting lucky and getting him.
Colby, I'll let you go. Thank you.
See you, Cade.
Talk to you soon.
Appreciate that.
Cade, what is this all? Have you processed it? What does this mean to you right now?
It's kind of, I ain't really processed it yet. It's a dream come true. A few years ago on my little gelding, Dual Badger Cat, I think it was in 2019, I wanted to go around. The second call back, ended up third. And then in 2020, I won 3 go-rounds out of 4.
I remember.
And ended up second. And it's just, that really, really burned. And so I was on a mission, and I didn't rope the best all week. I missed a few steers on some great horses that I shouldn't have missed, and I slipped some legs on some great horses that I shouldn't have done. And I finally, whenever I got tapped off on this little buckskin, I just kept grinding, and we got it. We finally got it.
Were you nervous at all riding into the box?
I wasn't nervous. I was determined.
You were determined. Wow.
Yeah, I was ready to seal the deal and get what I've been working for my whole life and what that little horse deserves.
What was the determined? What is determined? Go through. What is going through your mind on the when you're determined? Are you just executing? Are you thinking of any steps? Are you feeling your horse? What is your determined game face? I guess.
Oh, just
mentality. Yeah.
Just go at it.
Yeah.
Just go at it. Don't overthink. I don't throw the fastest. I never have. Mm-hmm. But I've tried to just show your horse. Just set it up where he can do it the prettiest. Yeah. And go from there.
Very good. Enjoy your celebration tonight.
Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Cade.
Yeah.